What high-performing teams have in common? Success track solutions, quiet influence for high-stakes environments. Most people think performance is about motivation. It's not. It's about structure. And in regulated or high-stakes environments, structure isn't optional, it's survival. There's a myth about high-performing teams, that they're louder, more energetic, more charismatic, more motivated. They're not. They operate with clarity, they reduce friction, and they don't collapse under scrutiny. In high-stakes environments, healthcare systems, regulated industries, corporate divisions, performance doesn't come from hype. It comes from structure. Today, we're breaking down what high-performing teams actually have in common and what most struggling teams are missing. 1. Clarity over charisma. High-performing teams are not driven by personality. They're driven by clarity. Everyone knows what the objective is, what success looks like, what their specific role is, what decisions they are empowered to make. There's no guessing, no silent confusion, no, "I thought someone else was handling that." Low-performing teams waste energy trying to interpret expectations. High-performing teams conserve energy because expectations are clear. Clarity reduces friction, and friction is the silent killer of performance. 2. Psychological safety without chaos. This one is misunderstood. Psychological safety does not mean say anything without consequences. It means people can raise risks early. People can admit uncertainty. People can say, "This might not work," without being punished. In high-performing teams, problems are surfaced early, not buried. That prevents compliance failures, reputation damage, audit issues, crisis management. The strongest teams don't avoid mistakes. They detect them faster. 3 systems that outlive individuals. Here's a truth most people don't talk about. High-performing teams build systems that function even when a key player is absent. If one person leaves and everything collapses, that wasn't a high-performing team. It was a dependency structure. High-performing teams rely on documented processes, shared visibility, clear handoffs, defined escalation paths. They are inspectable. They are stable. They are predictable. That predictability builds trust, both internally and externally. 4. Calm leadership under pressure. In high-performing teams, leaders regulate the emotional tone. When pressure rises, they don't amplify chaos. They stabilize it. You'll notice, they speak slower, not louder. They ask clarifying questions before reacting. They separate facts from emotion. This matters more than most people realize. Teams take emotional cues from leadership. Calm creates cognitive bandwidth. Chaos reduces it. High-performing teams operate from clarity, not adrenaline. 5. Defined decision rights. One of the biggest performance killers? Unclear authority. High-performing teams know who makes which decisions require escalation, which decisions are autonomous. When decision rights are unclear, 2 things happen. Decisions stall, or worse, multiple people act in conflict. High-performing teams move efficiently because decision lanes are defined. This prevents duplication, delays, and internal politics. 6. Alignment to standards, not just goals. Average teams chase goals. High-performing teams align to standards. There's a difference. Goals are outcomes. Standards are behaviors. High-performing teams define communication standards, documentation standards, response time standards, professional conduct standards. When standards are consistent, performance becomes repeatable. Repeatability builds credibility. Credibility builds influence. 7. Accountability without public humiliation. You'll rarely see high-performing teams publicly shame members. Instead, they address performance directly. Do not ignore issues. Focus on correction, not character attacks. They understand something critical. When accountability feels like humiliation, people hide mistakes. When accountability feels like professional correction, people improve. High-performing teams protect the standard, not egos. 8. Strategic conflict, not personal conflict. Disagreement is normal. But high-performing teams argue about strategy, not identity. They debate risk tolerance, timeline, resource allocation, compliance interpretation. They do not debate who is more important, who has seniority, who deserves credit. When conflict stays strategic, performance improves. When conflict becomes personal, performance collapses. 9. Consistent communication rhythm. High-performing teams do not rely on "we'll just talk when needed." They create rhythm, weekly updates, clear reporting cycles, defined review points, documented follow-ups. This rhythm prevents surprises, and in high-stakes environments, surprises are expensive. They reduce drama. This may be the most underrated trait. High-performing teams have low drama. You won't see side conversations, emotional escalations, blame shifting, information hoarding. You'll see direct communication, shared visibility, professional tone, focus on mission. Drama consumes bandwidth. Mission-driven teams protect their bandwidth. High-performing teams are not louder. They are clearer. They are calmer. They are structured. They are aligned. And they are inspectable. If you want to improve your team or become someone who strengthens teams, start with this question: where is there friction that clarity could remove? That's where performance begins. This is Success Track Solutions. Work smarter, operate calmly, build systems that actually last. If this helped you, subscribe and share this with someone building something important. We'll see you in the next one.